How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And you know what time it is. It is time for the joke of the day. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we do this 5 days out of the work week. Maybe you had maybe you had a stressful day, or maybe it was the market conditions. Well, you came to watch this video, plus hear one of my corny jokes. Here it comes. I only know 25 letters of the alphabet. I don't know why. Right? You get it? Anyways, what we're going to be talking about today is OCGN. You guys saw what happened inside the market today. It was something that was really great to see, but we're going to be talking about it. But before we get started, of course, we got to go over the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to be going over is an update from a post that we saw on Reddit, and it's in regards to Covaxin and Bharat Biotech. You guys are going to want to hear this one. And then secondly, we're going to be doing a technical analysis, taking a look at the price action. What do we want to see from OCGN going into tomorrow? This is very key so you can have a game plan and a strategy and be prepared for what can possibly come. And then secondly, we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the inflows. We also want to know the outflows. We want to know what the large scale orders are, because this tells us that institutions are loading up. And then when all of that is done, we'll be jumping into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. As we take a look at this image from Reddit, this is actually a snapshot coming from the White House talking about how it's going to be fighting COVID-19 and as far as how it does it on a global stage, taking into consideration other vaccines. So let's take a look at it. So you can see here the COVID-19 response, and at the bottom left corner, White House COVID-19 response team. At least 5 vaccines have some proof of protection against SARS-CoV-2, the Delta variant. So the vaccines that are shown to us is Pfizer, BioNTech. So you see lab study, checkmark, clinical effectiveness, checkmark. We see Moderna, same thing. AstraZeneca, same thing. We see Johnson & Johnson, check mark for lab studies, but of course no check marks for clinical effectiveness. We already know Johnson & Johnson needs to catch up here. But we have Bharat Biotech here. Of course, this is because of Covaxin. Lab studies, check mark. Clinical effectiveness, check mark. So this is definitely great to see. And what does this tell us? Yes, Covaxin is getting the recognition that it deserves. And we already know that it is effective against the Delta variant. We're also waiting on WHO in regards to that EUL, and hopefully this can help speed up the process a little bit and also gives Covaxin more legitimacy, considering the fact that the White House is recognizing it as a fighter against the Delta variant. So now let's get into the technicals. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for OCGN. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $7.52, being up 12.91%. On the low, it tested $6.37, and then on the high, testing $7.67. When we take a look at the volume stats, you can see the volume on the day was 38.915 million, and as far as for the average volume over 10 trading days, it's around 20.654 million. So we almost doubled the average volume that we normally get over 10 days, and this is part of the reasons why we ended up seeing some strong moves in price action from OCGN. So the chart that we're using is the 1-year daily chart. Let's see how it's lining up with our indicators. We can take a look at the RSI down below. It is around 51.55. So of course it ended up moving up a bit due to the fact we did have a strong run up. When we take a look at the indicators on the chart, we are below the 100-day, and as you can see, we have come back to reclaim and exceed the 21-day EMA, and of course we are above the 200-day. So what we want to look forward to, we want to see OCGN being able to hold up $7. That's really all I'm really asking for from OCGN as far as when it comes to the end of after hours. I think this is very doable, but if it does decide to pull back, you guys already know about those areas already. And the matter of the fact fact is that area was actually tested today in the morning before it did its run. So we know there's strength around the 630 area. We also know there's strength around 650, and we also know there's strength around $6. So taking everything into consideration, I'd like to see this momentum actually continue for OCGN going in tomorrow. If we can get to the $8 range, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing us coming here to reclaim the 100-day at $8.34. But this momentum needs to continue. So if we close above 730, things are definitely looking good going into tomorrow, so we could test $8. Part of the reasons why this play ran up as well, there's a lot of cases going around COVID, issues about the Delta variant, and you already know Covaxin is the solution. So again, a lot of vaccine play type stocks ended up running up, and OCGN was able to benefit from this. But of course, you can see here we are hugging that 21-day at $7.32, and I want to see that continue. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for OCGN. So we could see here on the inflow we had 69, and on the outflow we had 63. We had 2 on the large for the inflow, 49 on the medium, and 18 on the small. As far as for the outflow side, on the large, we had 3. On the medium, we had 45. And on the small, we had 15. And of course, this is in the millions. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, over the past 5 days, you can see we have big inflow days, 3 days out of 5. But on today, which is July the 19th, we had an outflow day of 713.23, which is of no surprise due to the fact when we took a look at the inflow and the outflow, we had 3 on the large and we also had 2. So taking everything into consideration here, yes, we did have institutions that loaded up on large scale orders, but we also did have a lot of selling that went down. And of course, this is no surprise, especially since OCGN moved up very quickly. There's a term that is used, moving fast too soon. So of course, you're going to have a lot of profit taking that's going to be happening. But at the same time, institutions are showing interest. And I do know for a fact, as far as OCGN is concerned, I'm looking forward to seeing the strength actually continue. But another thing that I want to go over fairly quickly, you're going to be seeing a lot of volatility inside of this play. And you also have to realize, due to the fact that the Delta variant is becoming a big problem, we saw a lot of stocks that are in the vaccine sector move up. So we saw this with Moderna and as well as BioNTech, and Covaxin was able to benefit from all of this. The industry as a whole benefited. So this is part of the reasons why I say this term, rising tides float all boats. So as a sector, it's great to see OCGN did very well. So for my final thoughts for OCGN, it was definitely great seeing the performance it had today inside of the market. Remember, when we last checked on Fintel, we could see as far as for the short interest information, it was well over around the 36% area. So there were a lot of shorts who are vested in this play. So we end up having some buying pressure or some good news going on inside of the vaccine environment. OCGN can really benefit from this because it brings in more volume. It brings in more demand. And these are one of the reasons why I go over the order flow with you guys, so you can see this and you can start thinking the way how institutions think by knowing when they decide to load up on shares. Another thing that I also want to go over, and I kind of went over this inside of my YouTube post today. Yes, in my swing trading account, I do have OCGN shares and I took some profits today. There's nothing wrong with taking profits. You'll never go broke protecting your profits. So I want to make sure that I'm being transparent with you guys and you realize that. But do keep in mind, I still have shares in regards to the medium term and as well for the long term. And as far as what we need to know as well, there are going to be pullbacks along the way. This is a very volatile stock. So when it has those pullbacks and it goes into those buying ranges, like I was saying, as far as the low 6s or even under 6, these are areas where I say, you know what, I'll add some shares in all 3 of my accounts. And this is the way how I stay profitable off of momentum, off of swings. And if you guys want to have a certain strategy to that, then sit down with yourself and find out if it's going to be right for you. I'm not trying to push this on you, but again, you guys hear me say this, protect your profits, and this is exactly how I do it. Even one of the members inside of the private group did exactly the same thing, and he knows already, hey, the next time it dips, next time there's some volatility, he's going to be adding to his position because we know what it's going to be looking like. We know as far as Covaxin is concerned, it is needed. The Delta variant variant is becoming a big issue. So even though there are many people out there who are fully vaccinated, we are seeing in the news they are still catching COVID-19 due to this Delta variant. So this is part of the reasons why I feel like there should definitely be some acceleration in the process of bringing Covaxin out on a global stage, and that's what we're looking forward to. And it was great to see that we're getting some recognition from the White House as well. And of course, for Ocugen, they'll be able to benefit from this. So this will put some pressure as far as on the US, as well as Canada, and as well as WHO, and this is exactly what we're looking for. You can tell from my expression, I'm very excited about this, and I would love to see OCGN get to that $8 range sometime tomorrow. That would be great, and that's my price prediction. If it doesn't happen, it really doesn't matter, because like I said, I have a strategy for every single situation when it comes to this stock, because I watch it every day. We talk about it almost every day, so of course, you got to be able to take advantage of those opportunities when they present themselves. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.